Let's try to wrap up in about a minute. Okay, well, we'll have everybody discussing at some point. Let's start here with Han. So we said that it offers a salary for unpaid work and voluntary work. Why would you say that to you is one of the biggest benefits?
Because I kind of care a lot about the voluntary works, and I don't think voluntary is kind of ought to like being committed into a career and without getting any payment. But actually, UBI can like make compromise for this. So I think it's one of the benefits I care most about.
And for society, what is the value of that unpaid work?
Like it definitely can like increase more interest, especially like for students and the postgrads to like apply for those voluntary works either in the organization or like for the care houses. And it will further like contribute to the social welfare, like contributing more voluntary forces.
Let's talk about this idea of misusing money. What does it mean in China, would you say, to misuse money? Have your parents ever given you lectures about misusing money?
I don't really know about that, but the first idea came to me is that it might cause the corruption, especially like for the government officials. I mean, it's possible. So
Well,
it
I
could be
won't comment
used.
about that, but if you could maybe elaborate on what does that mean about misusing in the sense of what you maybe have heard about, or folks that and when I was in uh, Beijing or Tianjin, I was always hearing about certain groups. They would get money that they thought it was unfair that those groups would get money, and that they were just maybe they didn't deserve it, or certain things like that. Are those types of things that you hear?
Well, it actually didn't quite happen in my real life, as I just heard about those stories. Like maybe in the rural areas, it will be more likely to happen. Like, for example, there will be gangs like in rural areas in China. And what if those government officials like they corrupted with the gang leaders and they might cut down the UBI that was supposed to be for the farmers, let's say those peasants, and they are not like earn that quite a amount of basic UBI, but still they have no like chances like to suggest for the upper government like layers. I don't know.
Well, there is actually some research about how programs have been mismanaged or misused and things like that. So maybe that's a project, is how do you go about creating a program that is not misused? I think that's fascinating.
Yes.
Great. Well, maybe we have a project proposal idea. I think even uh, Gao Qin, who wrote about Debao, she did write some sections about that, and I've read that elsewhere, so we can look for that research too. Let's have Tim. Maybe you could also comment, and then you can give.
You mean comment on what?
Well, first you can give your biggest pro.
Okay. But mine will be considered a little bit circular reasoning, because for me it's just like that, because people are so used to work against somebody else's benefits, so it becomes the biggest fear to remove it. But the pro and con about UBI for me is about this, because nobody else is needed to strive for their just surviving. So people could start working with each other and for each other, and that's the biggest benefit and the biggest challenge, because maybe if those words is not spoken by someone that is trusted enough to reach out people, it's hard, because people won't get this thing as a possibility to become true, because they are so used to fighting each other in any kind of ways, and that's what we face when we're speaking to people on the streets. Everyone says that sounds good, but it seems hard to make people accept it. So I think the hardest part is because there are enough people thinking about enough people won't get it, and that's the hardest part.
Yeah, so we have a scarcity mindset and a competitive mindset, in many ways is for survival. I've understood it as, young folks over here, they have a real difficulty finding jobs that pay enough, and I believe that maybe some of us are kind of seeing that or afraid of that. Maybe somebody also could comment, when do you see that type of anxiety and a competitive mindset among your classmates? And do you think that that's part of the reason maybe some folks don't believe UBI or against UBI? What about Jai? What do you think? Do you see that type of mindset, that because, we're competing for jobs, it strains perhaps friendships or makes people, affects their personality?
Yes, I've been seeing in my high school that many of my classmates might not willing to share their textbooks or just possible solutions to a difficult question, and they believe that that could make them perform better in the entrance examinations for college.
Right. It's like, so it's a zero, in their mind, it's what we call a zero-sum game, which means there's only one top student. Do they publish that at your school, the top student? Is that still something they do?
Well, actually not. In my high school, top students are more willing to share what they have
Oh,
learned
they do it themselves. I see.
and help others.
Okay.